Morning. Well, life wouldn't be the same, would it, if we didn't do the dollar index of a Monday? Now, you can see last week we had quite a positive week, really, after the previous week. And we captured this. Let me scroll this out. We captured the monthly pivot and the 200-week moving average. And those are coming in. If you look at the 200-week moving average, that's coming in at 95.84. Okay, that's quite important. You've got the 9-week period average coming in at 96.08, which is the same as the monthly pivot. So what are we going to do now? What's our strategy for this little dollar index going into December? It's a funny old thing, really. It's like, I know this is basically a euro-dollar trade. So, and the euro-dollar, funnily enough, I think it's going to have quite a positive week. You know, it's tried the downside. I'm not saying that the euro is ultra strong. I'm not saying that. But, you know, this dollar index has got to do a lot of work to get out of the woods. You've got this 61.8 on the weekly, glaring at 97.87, giving 25 pips to the algos. You know that takes that above 98. So then you have this overhead resistance here, and that's coming in at 98.98. So, you know, I think we've failed in this area. I think that we can take out this monthly pivot and the 200-week moving average. I think the dollar's had its day. Not that it's going to go, you know, to 85, but for the time being, I think you're going to see a bit more of the currencies coming through. I mean, euro dollar had every chance to break that 12.50 line, and it didn't. It really didn't. It just stayed there and rallied. And that tells you something. When markets do weird and wonderful things, which the euro dollar has done in the last couple of weeks, when it does wild and wonderful things, you look at the one that correlates with it most. And with the euro, it is the dollar index, because obviously that makes up the majority of the index. The problem is going to be if we break this 200-week moving average and that monthly pivot. If we start breaking down below there, and don't forget you've also got that 9 period average, weekly average coming in at that price as well. If we start to break down below here, you've got quite a good run, I think, down to this consolidation area, which is around about 94.17 is the max. You've got 94.47. So, for example, we could take a midpoint price and go for 97.20-ish. And that's where I think it could go, which could push euro back up above 114. Well, hopefully 114.25. As I said to you in my euro video, I want to be a buyer of euros at these lower levels. If it gets down to my buy area, this is not forever. It would just be until the new year. So what are we going to do today with that dollar index? Well, Mondays is notorious, as we've always said, for not trading, having a look, see what it does, and then we put on our trades Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sometimes we have to run on through to Friday, bless. But that's what we do. Let's have a look at the daily on the dollar index, see if we can glean any more from that. No, not really. On this chart, it's showing that we are above the daily pivot, which is coming in at 96.65. So, you know, you can see where the weekly and the daily pivot are, there's not a lot of difference in them. It's less than 10 pips. So just be careful, because that comes also in with the 23.6 Fibonacci level, and that's coming in at 96.54. So you've just got to be careful with this. Okay, look to this area here. We've talked about that on the weekly. This is the one we're watching. If this starts to go, then the euro dollar is going to fly. Technically, these are still a bit neutral, not showing much. RSI neutral, rate of change just on the 0 line. So it's a case of wait and see today, and see what we do today, which will set us up for the rest of the week. Okay, thanks. I'll catch you in a bit.